Alzolay is a mess, frankly. And we talked about this. You make a fair point that, like, he should have been out of the inning. Obviously, Dansby with the bad throw, Wisdom doing whatever he's doing at first base. But as I said to you when we were watching, that's going to happen when you don't get any whiffs. Yeah. And this was Alzolay's problem throughout his career. Mm-hmm. He found ways to make those adjustments last year, get better results, not get eaten alive by every lefty he ever faced. But right now, he's got a 7.1 K per nine. For a guy that's supposed to be a closer, horrid. That is not going to work. And when everybody puts the ball in play, stuff happens, man. Guys make errors, bloops happen, ball hits the base, ball leaves the yard, whatever it might be. If you can't strike guys out, you open up to bad stuff happening. And the fact of the matter is, and we looked this up, Adbert's pitched in 10 games this year, I believe. When I looked it up, it was 10 games. He's given up a home run in 50% of those games. That is just not going to work. This spot, though, and I think, Cody, you might have said it while we were watching, it was the 6th inning. Like, they're not putting him in high leverage at the end to close games. Guys in the bullpen, Council's got to use him. Guys are banged up. Mark Leiter Jr. is already pitching every other day, like wearing out that splitter again. Merriweather's out, et cetera, et cetera. He's got to pitch. So whether that was the right decision, I don't know, but he's got to get some stuff fixed out. I'm not sure you can keep – I don't think you can keep him in this bullpen right now. He has an option. He can't get. He's not getting guys out, Cody. I mean, this is
Dude,
5 games.
It would have been a routine 1-2-3 inning if Swanson makes the play. It'd be different if he gave up a hard line. If it was a line out to Alonso, and then instead of a fielding error, it's another hard hit ball hit 100 miles per hour to the warning track that somehow gets caught, and then 2 hits, and then he gives up the homer. It'd be different if it was that. He got Pete Alonso to pop out, and he got McNeil to, they say fly out on MLB.com. It was basically like a bloop pop-up that honestly was a great catch by Ian Happ, okay? Like, it was weak contact. Like, he would have had a 1-2-3 inning. I don't disagree that in the role that he's in right now, like, he shouldn't be going. I'm not saying he needs to go back to being the closer. All I'm saying in this moment now is that throwing error kind of ruined any kind of confidence or buildup that maybe he might have had going forward, because his last couple appearances, he was fine. Yeah, they need him to get right. It's the same thing with Kyle Hendricks. If Kyle Hendricks doesn't get right, that hurts your depth. That makes you have to use Ben Brown on Saturdays against the Red Sox, in which you lose 17-0. It makes you have to use Hayden Wesneski on a Sunday after pitching 2 days before that. They got to get Alzolay right, and they got to get Hendricks right. And I'm pissed off at Swanson because he basically ruined it.
Yeah, I see his point. I also think
me and Corey can fight over this.
We're going to fight tonight.
Thankfully, I'm in the middle. Well, I see that point, and it's true that, like, obviously this is the 1-2-3 inning. Right? Had that play been made, it's a 1-2-3 inning, and it should have been made.
It'd be different if it was a tough play.
Let me talk.
It wasn't.
Let me talk. There is also the point that Corey's making is he just is not missing bats. He's just not missing any bats. Right. So the more that balls get put into play against him, as we say, like, the more you put balls in play, you can make something happen. So you run the risk of an error being made or a ball finding a hole, right? Whatever it is, that ball had not made a great play, it may have dropped in the outfield. So, like,
but it wasn't a hard hit ball.
But that could happen the more you allow balls to get put in play when you're not missing bats. So, I agree. Like, it should have been a 1-2-3 inning. Am I looking at it and saying, like, his last few outings combined with that, he's figuring it out. It was close to getting back to the closer's role. I don't know, because it's still, you're still seeing obviously some of the same things. He's just not missing bats. He's just not. Everything hasn't improved to the point where I think you can trust him in that spot. And then obviously, the home run he gives up to Stewart is a meatball right down the middle. Like, it wasn't. It was a non-competitive pitch. It was a 91.6 mile per hour cutter in the heart of the zone. Like, he took that out. So again, I agree with that. Like, he shouldn't have been in that position. It should have been a 1-2-3 inning. Play should have been made. Great. But the more that you don't the more that this lack of whiffs, lack of swing and miss, the more balls get put in play, and then just that you kind of open yourself up to that.
So, because I
he's
gotta
up
respond
next.
to you.
He's up
We're
next.
doing it debate style tonight. So here's my thing. Dansby's got to make that play. It's a routine play. It was a bad throw. Again, and it wasn't one that he had to rush. It was not PCA running down the line. But, errors are going to happen. Dansby bails pitchers out all the time. Alzolay has got to be able to come back and make a pitch. If we were talking about somebody else, this might be a different conversation. Alzolay's given up 5 home runs in less than 13 innings pitched this year. His FIP is 7.8. It just isn't good enough. Yeah. It's not good enough, and errors are going to happen. You have got to be able to get back on the mound and make a pitch that is not just throwing a meatball down the middle. So I think you tweeted it from the CHGO Cubs thing. A few things can be true all at the same time, right? And I don't think we're even really arguing.
We're not.
Alzolay should have been out of that inning. You need to get him right. He's obviously important, but he doesn't look right. His stuff doesn't look right. His command doesn't look right, and he is getting taken out of the ballpark at an unacceptable level for a guy that doesn't get any whiffs. Dansby's got to make a routine play, and overall, the defense has to be better. But I'm just not a big, put it on one person kind of guy.
Yeah,
that's really more what it is. I think a few things can be true at once, but I'm just not in the. You're heated at Dansby, which is fine. Makes a lot of money, and he's gonna get that criticism when you talk about wanting to win, when you talk about wanting to be the captain, when you're the guy going and saying, I am going to complain to Jed Hoyer if this roster's not better. Well, then you're gonna get a lot of people that are gonna say, well, make a damn routine play at short. But Alzolay's been a mess. And so that I'm not even sure what my ultimate point is. I think it's just there's a few things true at the same time, and I think we've covered all of it.
We all silly like the mayor.